Hey, are you a new real estate agent trying to figure out how to succeed in this wonderful but often difficult business? Well, you've come to the right place. Hey, if you're new to my channel, welcome to Real Estate Happens, the very first and longest running real estate show on the web. I'm John McQuilkin. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, I'm a real estate agent in Beverly Hills, California. I've been very successful and I've been doing it a long time. So I'm often asked by new real estate agents, how do I make it in this business? I see them struggling. I see so many new real estate agents quit the business within 6 months. So I've comprised a list of some of the tips I think every new real estate agent should do to succeed in this business. Okay, the very first tip, the number one thing, and I know you want to hear about how to get leads and how to get clients right away. I'm going to get to that in a moment. But first, the very first tip that I can give you is self-discipline. Because without self-discipline, you will never, ever make it in this business. It is the number one thing. You have to master self-discipline. If you've never been an entrepreneur before, if you've never worked for yourself, it's going to be difficult for you because you've always had a boss telling you what to do and where to go and all those things. You're not going to have that anymore. Now it's up to you to set your own hours, to schedule your day, and to take action on what needs to be done to succeed in this business. And let me tell you, you're never going to feel like doing it. So you just have to get started, okay? You have to just take action. Sure, there will be days when you're motivated and you're going to jump out of bed and conquer the day. And that's all well and good. But there's other days when you're not going to feel like it. You're just going to want to sit around and hear Maury Povich say, you are not the father. You can't let that be you, okay? On the days that you don't feel like it, those are the days that you have to do it anyway. You have to take action. If not, you're just kidding yourself. You might as well just get out of the business right now because you're not going to make it. So, tying into self-discipline is time management. You have to manage your time because if you don't manage your own time, somebody else will manage it for you. So you need to make a list the night before of everything that you need to do. Put the most important things first and put the things that aren't very important last, okay? Because the unimportant things you're going to want to try to accomplish first so that you can check them off your list, but they're not going to make you money. So put the money generating activities first on your list of things to do, then do the other things like paperwork and all of that, because paperwork, it can be done second. 80% of your time should be spent on getting prospects, on prospecting and getting new leads, because that's how you survive in this business. 20% of your time should be done on the paperwork and all the other stuff. And as a brand new agent, don't spend all your time, perhaps 8 hours a day working on your website and writing those clever blog posts. Because let me say, those are important. I do it. They bring me clients. But in the beginning, you need to get clients right away. And blog posts and websites bring you future business, but you need business now. So spend all your time now prospecting and getting immediate leads, and then in after hours, during dinner or in the evening, work on your website. Write those blog posts because those are important, believe me. But don't do them like first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, you need to be out there generating new business. Believe me, I know you don't want to hear this. I know you just want to write those blog posts, but it's not going to bring you immediate business. I know so many new real estate agents who wrote so many blog posts that are already out of the business. And all those blog posts are just floating around the web, bringing you to a real estate agent who's no longer even in the business. But their blog post is still there, so you can read their blog post, but they're no longer selling real estate. So you got to generate business every day. So 80% of your time out there prospecting, generating new business, okay? So go out there and door knock, do cold calls. Just go stand on the street corner, hand out your business card, do whatever you have to do to meet people, because this is a people business. If you're sitting behind your computer all day long, you're not meeting people. And I'm talking about immediate business, okay? Sure, the website will bring you future business, so you can sit behind your computer all day and do the website, but that is future business. So for immediate business, get out there and meet people, and you will succeed in this business. Okay, now, you got to set yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily goals. And then work backwards from there. So say you want to do 15 transactions in a year, which is a lot of transactions, by the way. But if you want to do 15 transactions, work backwards. How many transactions do you got to do quarterly to meet that? then how many monthly do you have to do that? So what do you got to do weekly in order to make those monthly goals? So what do you have to do daily in order to make those weekly goals? Do you understand what I'm saying about working backwards? That's the best way to understand goals, is to work backwards, okay? And if you don't have a plan for your life, which that's what goals are. Goals are just a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you're actually working somebody else's plan and not your own. So take the time to make a plan. Most real estate agents do not do goals, and that's why they're not successful. You got to know where you're going in life, and without a plan, you're not going to get there, okay? So I know, again, you don't want to hear this. You don't want to write goals. You've heard it all before, right? Oh, yeah, write goals. Do you know what? They actually work. So get down there and write some goals, okay? Okay. Duplicate the actions of successful real estate agents, whether they're in your office, in your marketplace, or perhaps somebody you've met online. Duplicate their actions, copy what they're doing, and you will be successful yourself. In fact, real estate agents that you meet online that are in a different marketplace than you will probably be much more inclined to help you because you're not competing with them. So keep that in mind, okay? Now, I want you to work your niche, okay? I want you to learn all you can about real estate, but don't let that stop you in the beginning from getting started, because I've seen so many new real estate agents that they don't want to get started yet because they just want to read one more book or learn one more thing and then they'll get started. You don't need another book. What you need to do is get started. Listen to me. You don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great, okay? You won't get great unless you get started. So get started, start doing the business, and again, you don't need another book. Read all the books you can, but don't say, well, after I read this one more book, then I'll get started on the real estate business. Just get started. I hope that sunk in. Okay, now, this kind of ties into what I just said. The marketplace only rewards excellence, okay? So like I said, you don't have to be good to get started, but eventually you do have to get great. Because as you get better, the marketplace will reward you. The marketplace only rewards excellence. Good real estate agents are a dime a dozen. I know so many good real estate agents that are broke and getting out of the business. I don't want that to be you, okay? So don't settle on being good. I'm telling you from personal experience, many real estate agents, once they figure out the business and kind of know what it's all about, they never learn anything else. They never take their career to the next level. They're like, oh, I'm a good real estate agent. I'm a good real estate agent. That's all you hear them say. Good is not going to cut it. You got to be great. You got to go the extra mile and become great. And then you'll succeed in real estate. Okay, what else do I have for you? Okay, as a brand new real estate agent, your broker is probably going to assign you a mentor to help your career. And these mentors are invaluable, providing you get the right one, okay? Usually the broker is a good match at matching you up with the right person. But if he doesn't, don't be afraid to go back to your broker and say, look, nothing against this guy or girl, but they're just not right for me. I want Joe Smo to be my mentor, or Sally whatever to be my mentor. Find somebody else to be your mentor that you think you're going to gel with better, okay? And most importantly, make sure that whoever they assign you as a mentor is an actual working real estate agent that's actually doing deals, not just doing office work around the office and getting paid by the office for maybe going over contracts, but they're really actually not selling real estate, or they haven't sold real estate in 10 years. You want a mentor that's actually in the business today and doing business. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now, how can you get leads in this business? Okay, the first thing I want to tell you in order to get immediate leads is for sale by owners. Wait, no, we'll talk about for sale by owners in a second. First, let me talk about open houses, okay? Because open houses is a great way to get leads. Now, I don't do a lot of open houses anymore, but in the beginning, when you don't have any business, it's a great way to get new clients. So do open houses. Make sure you have a sign-in sheet. Ask them to sign in. Ask them to give their email address or their phone number and their name. And then reach out to them after the open house is over and contact all of them, thanking them for coming to the open house. And then enter all their information into your database, which is your sphere of influence. And then stay in touch with them on a weekly or monthly basis. And also in your sphere of influence, put everybody you've ever met in your entire life in that sphere of influence. Let them know you're now a real estate agent, and let them know that you can help them if they're looking to buy or sell a house. And then every time you sell a house or you get a new listing or a price reduction, make sure you email it to them to let them know. Not that they might be buying a house, but just to keep your name in their thoughts, so that when they do hear somebody say, oh, I'm looking to buy a house, they'll remember you and say, oh, you know what? My buddy Joe is a real estate agent. Let me give you his contact information. So that's the importance of the sphere of influence. And I know so many real estate agents that have been in the business for decades and still don't consistently work their sphere of influence. And that's a great way to get business. So again, do open houses so that you can build your sphere of influence list. And another reason I'm telling you this is because say you're brand new to a city, right? And you don't know anybody. Well, in that city, then you can't count on your family and friends to bring you business because they might live 1,000 miles away. So how are you going to get business? By meeting people. So open houses are a great way to meet people, because if they're coming to the open house, either they're a nosy neighbor or they actually want to buy a house. So again, it's a great way to meet people. And then go to restaurants, wherever you go. Even stand on the street corners if you have to, and hand out your business card and introduce yourself and let people know you're a real estate agent. And if I can ever help you buy or sell a house, please give me a call. You'd be surprised. It works for me. Wherever I'm at, whether I'm in line at Starbucks or anywhere, I hand out my business card. And tapping onto that, make sure you look presentable, because it's kind of hard to turn around in Starbucks and hand somebody your business card if you look really bad that day, okay? A real estate agent told me this when I first started in the business. She said, even if you're just going to the supermarket, make sure you get dressed up and you look nice, so that if you do meet somebody and you hand them your business card, they're gonna form a favorable impression of you. Because let's face it, people judge you on the way you look. So the way you look around the house on a Saturday afternoon, maybe in a t-shirt, that's fine. But if you're gonna run to the store to pick up a gallon of milk, take off that t-shirt and put on a polo shirt or something nice before you go to the store. I'm telling you, that's when you unexpectedly will meet a new client. And if you look sharp, believe me, they're gonna remember you, okay? But if you hand them your business card and you look really crappy, they're gonna get in their car and they're gonna say, who's that guy that just handed me this card? And they're going to throw your card out the window. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, now let's talk about, we'll talk about for sale by owners now. They're an excellent way to get new business, but they're very, very difficult. That's why I didn't want to tell you this one first. That's why I wanted to tell you about the open houses first. But my very first sale in real estate was a for sale by owner. Yeah, I didn't know any better. I just went after a for sale by owner. And they're really difficult, and they don't like real estate agents for a reason, because they're trying to save on commission and all of that. But I went after it anyway, and my very first sale was a FSBO, for sale by owner. So why are they for sale by owner in the first place? Because they're trying to save on commission. People say, oh, because they're cheap. No, they might not necessarily be cheap. They might have to pay off a medical bill. Maybe they have somebody dying of a disease and they need a lot of money, and they're just trying to save money. So they're not being cheap, they're trying to save money. They don't want to pay the commission. Let's face it, the commissions are really high. I get it. That's why I can relate to what they're trying to do. They're trying to save money. But by trying to save money, they oftentimes lose money. I know so many for sale by owners that will sell it on their own for perhaps $60,000 less than what I could have sold it for, just so that they can save $30,000 in commission. So they're saving $30,000 in commission, but they're selling it for $60,000 less. I've seen it happen over and over and over again. And when they're selling for sale by owner, they usually just find one buyer. So they have nobody competing for their house. They have one buyer, they negotiate back and forth, and they settle on a price, and they sell it to that one buyer. By putting it in the multiple listing service and marketing it the way that I market houses, I usually bring in multiple offers for a property. So now, say if the price of the house was $1.2 million and suddenly I have multiple offers, I might drive that price up to $1.3 million, $1.325 million because I have multiple offers on the property. So now somebody selling it for sale by owner, he might have just accepted perhaps $1 million or $999,000 trying to save money, and actually he just lost perhaps $300,000 of what I could have got for him. So again, I understand why they're selling it for sale by owner. They're trying to save on the commission. They're not being cheap, but they're trying to save on the commission. So your job as a real estate agent, even if you're a brand new real estate agent, get this. Your job is to just educate them on the reasons, what you can do, bring your value to the table. If they know what they're paying for in the commission, they'll be more apt to pay it. So demonstrate your value as a real estate agent and how you can probably get him much more money as a real estate agent listing it than he can selling it on his own as a for sale by owner. And that's your job, okay? But you can do it, believe me. Okay, the last tip I want to give you for getting new business in this particular video is expireds. And again, a lot of real estate agents don't want to work expired listings. Expired listing, for those of you that don't know, is a listing that was on the market perhaps for 180 days and it never sold. So then the listing expires and the seller will either relist it or perhaps he won't even list it at all. Maybe he just decided not to sell it anymore. The reason a lot of people don't go after expired listings is because they're thinking, well, there must be something wrong with that house. If it didn't sell, there must be a problem, or the owner must be too difficult, or the seller must be trying to get too high of a price. Well, look, usually, if a listing doesn't sell, it is usually because it was priced too high. And that original real estate agent that took that listing, he probably worked his butt off. I know so many real estate agents that go after expired listings and they try to cut down the other agent, right? Oh, well, your agent probably didn't know what he was doing, but I'll do this, blah, 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 and I'll be able to sell your house because that other agent didn't know what he was doing. Wrong. Don't beat up your fellow agent. That agent probably worked his butt off trying to sell that house. He did advertising for the house, all of which comes out of his own pocket, and the house didn't sell. Why? Because the house was overpriced. That's why. So again, a lot of agents don't want to go after expired listings because they're thinking, well, the seller must have been unreasonable. Well, he was, but now that it didn't sell and it had a chance to sink in, the seller might think, you know what, maybe he was right. So now the seller might relist his house, but he doesn't want to list it with the old agent because now he probably doesn't have a good relationship anymore with that agent. So now he's going to list it with a new agent, which is probably going to be you. So when he relist it with you, he's probably going to list it now at a more reasonable price, at a price that the house will sell for. It is a fact that most expired listings end up reselling within the next, like, say 30 or 60 days. After sitting on the market for 6 months, the new listing agent that lists the expired listing usually sells it within the first 30 to 60 days because it's finally priced accordingly. So don't be afraid to go after those expired listings because they can be a gold mine. As a real estate agent, you gotta work those expired listings. So again, do for sale by owners, do expired listings, and do the open houses, not just on Sunday, but on Saturday and Sunday. Do those open houses so that you can bring in new leads and make new contacts for your sphere of influence. Well, I hope this video has helped you. I hope it's given you ideas on how to perhaps bring your business to the next level or how to just get started as a real estate agent so that you're not one of the statistics that's out of the business within the first 6 months. If you have any questions whatsoever on how to get started as a real estate agent, don't hesitate to leave a question below. I will answer all your questions. And make sure before you leave this video that you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you get my videos as soon as I upload them. It is so important to me that you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And come back again for more information because I have wonderful, wonderful videos here to help new real estate agents succeed in this wonderful but often difficult business. Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to have another show for you real soon. I promise you that. So until then, take care, everybody. I'm John McQuilkin, and I'll see you in real estate.